Okay, so I guess I'll start by introducing myself. My name is Emmanuel Titi, one of the developer advocates here at Intersect Open Source Office. With me is other developer advocates who will introduce themselves. This is a version of the many workshops that we run at Intersect Open Source Office, with the aim of getting people to know what we're doing, the good work we're doing at Intersect, the open source repositories that we have, and how they can contribute to the open source that ensures Cardano is sustainable for the future. So I'll leave the floor for the other developer advocates to speak their piece, then we can move on with the session.
Hi guys, my name is Haron Mwangi. I'm from Nairobi, Kenya with Emmanuel. I'm also one of the developer advocates, and today we will be showing you how easy it is to run a node both on DevNet and on testnet on Cardano. Over to you, Dan.
Yeah, thank you, Harun. Emmanuel. My name is Dan Baruka. I'm also one of the developer advocate at Intersect Open Office. So yeah, I think that's it for me. I think Emmanuel and Harun have said what we are doing, we'll be doing today here. Up to Uche.
Yeah, hi everyone. Can you all hear me? Oh, nice. I have like this weird setup. Oh yeah, like I'm Uche. I'm also one of the developer advocates at Intersect, and yeah, currently I'm based out of Lisbon at the moment. That's why I'm not there physically with Aaron and Emmanuel and the rest. And yeah, just like what Aaron mentioned, today we'll just kind of like get together, talk a little bit about nodes and how you can run your nodes within Cardano. So yeah, super happy to be here.
Thanks, Uche. So just to also add on what we're doing, to give maybe a summary of what we'll be doing today. So over the past sessions, we have tried to speak a little bit about the repositories we have, how they pair with each other, and today we are here to sort of show you the final product and how easy it is to set up a Cardano node if you need one for your project. And I guess we'll start with the first version, which is Dan. Dan will show us how to use Yazi dev kit if you need a fast setup for your node. He's going to take us through what you can do and how you can do it. So Dan, take the floor.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you for the introduction of what I'll be presenting. So today, myself, I'll be presenting you Yazi Store Dev Kit. Yazi Store is an open source project that helps you to set up a dev node directly in your computer, so you can like start building on Cardano using directly a node running in your computer without waiting any synchronization with a testnet or a mainnet node on chain. So it's really fast, and in less than, I think, even 50 minutes, you like 15 minutes, you'll have the node running and you can start building on top of it. So the advantages of set up to set up such a node is that you can do any kind of test on without any internet, without needing anything, and the same products you've been building with that DevNet, you just migrate from DevNet to testnet or mainnet. So yeah, I'll share my screen, and again, I prepared the documentation as well, where you'll be, after the session, you can just go and use the documentation in our portal, DevX portal. It's a very simple copy paste command lines where you'll go through it and have the node running in your computer. So I'll share my screen. I'll share my entire screen. Hope that you can see my screen on your end. Good. So this is the documentation. It's still off-chain. I think by tomorrow we'll have it after my PR approved. So this is an overview of what you'll get at the end of after running the node. So we'll have the Yassisto API. It's the same as the Blockfrost API. It's exactly the same compatible Blockfrost, but on like in your computer directly without needing any API key of Blockfrost. So that helps you to start building using this API and interact directly with the blockchain. The second one is just a Swagger that helps you to see a different endpoint and see how to use it to interact with the blockchain. This is a viewer. This is kind of explorer because you need to see how transaction is working on chain, and then you can visualize hash and addresses using this URL. This is just a WebSocket, and again, this helps you to monitor everything happening on chain. So we can see that we'll use a Docker to do so. And I've prepared the different OS because when we are building we have many kind of like many type of OS, and I've prepared the three main OS or Mac OS and what I'm using, and we also have Linux, Ubuntu or any. And we also have option for people who are using Windows, Windows OS. So for me, I'll go with Mac OS because my computer is a MacBook. So you just go through it. I won't copy this because I do have Docker directly in my computer. So this helps you to install Docker and open it. If you have Docker installed, you can just start by opening the Docker. Even manually, you can just launch the Docker, and you can do this to check some. I'll open. Sorry, I'll use this one. Okay, terminal. So clear. Sorry, clear. Okay, and I'll just copy here. It's just a copy paste code. So you can see that you'll have more information about the Docker you're using. This is just making sure that you have Docker and it's working very well. After that, we have three options to install Yassi Dev Kit. We have the first one, which is using Docker, recommended because it have a container. It contains everything inside instead of like having a lot of folders. So you'll just use a container. The second option is using a library like npm, using npm install global in your computer. So you just have it directly using a package. The last one is to install it using GitHub. Mostly I don't recommend this one because you can like clone a prod version which is not stable. So the recommended version is either Docker or library directly. I'll go with this one, Docker version, because I want to contain everything in one place and I want to see the project itself. Okay, I'll just come here and run it like this. Okay, it seems that I do have Yassi Dev Kit in my computer, so it doesn't need to download again. But for you, it will take quite like 2 to 3 minutes to download and to install. Yes, Harun.
Could you please zoom in a bit in your terminal?
Yes. Oh, okay, zoom in. Okay, so zoom in. Okay, sorry. Can you see better? Harun, I can't see I can't see you. So
Yes, I can see better. Thank you.
okay, thank you. So here I've used this one, and as I said, I had the YASI dev kit in my computer. That's why it just say that I don't need to unzip because I do have this folder directly in my computer. So the next step will be you need to be in this folder, YASI dev kit. Then you'll just run this single command line like this. It seems that I do have many other. Okay, I have a version which is running right now. Okay, it seems that I do have a version running. Let me check it here. Okay, yeah, clear. And just close my Docker. And yeah, as I was saying, I do have one which was running. That's why. Stop. Okay, and I clean it and restart. Okay. Then I'll come back here again, see what will happen. Yeah, okay. Now it's okay. So this you have this this is just a summary of what you'll have, but you need to continue with this is kind of like a CLI. You are now in a Docker in the container. You need now to run the node. If you want to create a very single default, just 1 second block, single node, you'll just run this one. If you want to create 200 millisecond block, you just use this one. But for me, I usually take this one because this run multi node directly at once. So it have it's running it will run a lot of like nodes at once. So I'll go this one. You can take either. You can take this one or this one. All of them are okay. So I'll just tap this and you'll have everything running. Yeah, you have the mnemonic test. This is it's kind of address. And you can see that we have a lot of addresses created, which will help us to use them in our transaction using the same mnemonic. So this is a mnemonic we'll be using as a wallet address. And for example, I want to view let me open the viewer. This one, I hope it's this one. So if I open this one, I hope to see. So as I was saying, this is kind of explore. You can open, I think there is an issue, decide, okay, is it this one or, okay. Let me check if this is okay. All are not up. Let me check what is the issue. That's a bit submitting API. I can hear someone. My mic. I can hear my mic coming back to me. Wednesday, can you turn off your mic, please? Okay, thank you. So there is an issue. Let me check if all the links are not passing. Okay, this one is live. And as I was saying, this one helps you to see how your node is like using the memory and yeah, the statue activities, last known tip, and network. Okay. I'm curious to see why this one is not working. It was. It was working, but let me check another link to see. This is a socket. If you've run once the node, you can see that we use this one to submit the transactions. So this one is very important for us to make sure that the transaction is going on chain. And this is the viewer, the one we used. Let me check this one. If this one has error, so this one too won't pass. Yes. This one is for API, so we can't use it like this. So we can see that we also have one pool, a validator, which will help us internally, like approve validating our transactions. What else? Okay, this is a Swagger. This won't pass through. I think it's because of okay, this is okay. So as I was saying, you can see that this is kind of endpoint that helps you to execute transactions using the dev nodes you have locally. So for example, if I want to query, for example, Epoch API, okay, if I want to query any parameter here, I can just pass the epoch here. For example, one, I know that it won't pass because some endpoints are not going through. Okay, it's coming. So I don't know why the APIs are not showing. You can see I've just passed the epoch one as a number of epoch parameter. I can see that I have all information about the on-chain epoch parameters one coming exactly the same way you get the information using testnet or mainnet. So I don't know if there is any question. I think as I said, it takes you like less than 20 minutes to run this one and very easy to close, because if I just want to close, I can just close it directly here and it will disappear. I can like delete the container and I won't have the full folders of nodes staying in my computer. So it's one of the cleanest way to build on top of on Cardano using very simple node. And one last thing I wanted to show, because here we still have some command line. You can see now we are here at DevNet default. Now we can use this one as a CLI, internal CLI. The same way we use Cardano CLI, we can just do this and have block information the same way we do it on chain. We can have info, and we'll have again the same information we got here in case we want to view them. And not only those, we have a lot of information coming, a lot of like comments to pass and to get more information. We also have addresses where we can try to do, for example, transaction, and yeah, to test how it works. This is how you set up environment variables. You can change them. You can also use the CLI, DevKit CLI directly by doing just being the same way we use the stack one, but this one will be DevKit .ch CLI query. This is format of CLI, just a CLI, not the full node. If you want to go through a full demo, you can use this sample, and this helps you to do even the transaction. So with this one, you can do a transaction using a dev kit, and you can see that you can really use a Cardano CLI directly to build transaction. So if you want to build a real transaction, you need to install Cardano CLI and Cardano addresses if possible. So you can have the you can use all options and do any type of transaction using your dev kit. So I said it before, YaSiStore is a BlockFrost compatible API. So the same way you use BlockFrost, you use BlockFrost on chain online. I mean, you can use the same endpoint of chain and offline using your dev kit. So let me try this. I've seen that terminal. I've seen that some endpoint are not passing. Sorry. I've copied all of this. I just want to copy this one. Clean. Okay, nothing happened because this endpoint, I think in my config file, I changed something. That's why. But yeah, that's how it works. So this documentation, you'll find it in our dev portal. And if you have any question, I'm still here to answer. Any question? Okay. If there is no question, we still have sessions coming, our upcoming session, our usual dev session, the developer experience session. So feel free to come even after testing with your questions. We'll be happy to answer. Thank you. Thank you, Emmanuel.
Right. Thank you very much, Dan. I guess we can get to the next part, which is, so we have discussed how you can have a lightweight node. If you're, for example, trying to test out your MVP, you can have a lightweight node via the YaSi dev kits. We also want to show you, if you're feeling a little nerdy, there is another way you can set up your own node locally, view how you can run your own node, sync all the data since the genesis to the current tip. And Harun will sort of take us through how you can do that. So Harun, the floor is yours.
Sure. Thank you so much, Dan. That was a good presentation. Thank you, Emmanuel, for the introduction. So I'm going to start first of all with some of the requirements to at least be able to run a Cardano node. Dan has spoken mostly, has walked you through one of the fastest way to run a DevNet. So DevNet is like mostly a simulator, but then the issue is that now when you close your laptop, it all vanishes. Now I'm going to show you how to connect to the real node. And one of the fastest ways to do that, as things have been evolving and things have been changing, there are more than one ways to be able to run a node. But then before we get to that, I'd like you to draw your attention to the requirements. At least a minimum of 8 GB RAM for your PC, recommended 16 GB. 2 CPU cores, recommended 4 cores, about 50 GB free. Because yeah, the blockchain is big. Like for mainnet, you would need at least 150 to 200 GB. So this repository, just like the other one, they would be compiled and put together so that you can follow through sequentially with DevNet and then now with the real node now on testnet. So this takes you this shows you how to install Docker, how to check for versions, and you can clone this repo. We are going to update it to be an intersect repo. Made it very easy. Now let me just switch over to my terminal so that I can show you the process in the interest of time, rather than going through the documentation and then going through the processes. second. Are you guys able to see my terminal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just like I've said, I'm going to show you how easy it is. First, we clone the repo. Then we need to get into the Cardano node workshop. Then it is as simple as just running this command, because now we are assuming you have Docker running. And you have cloned the repo. It's just as simple as running this. And in about 15 to 20 minutes, it should be running. So I had run prior, so that's why probably we're not able to see it. But then we can have a look and see how it's running. So basically, this is sort of what you would expect to get. And I want to show you how to know that you are connected to the node, like how to accurately know that you are connected to the node, because this looks like a lot of gibberish, a lot of information. So to know if your node is synced correctly, let me just share another screen. You can open up another terminal and run the testnet magic query tip command. So, like I said, this is in preview testnet. So if it is in pre-prod, it will be one, and there's also one for mainnet. So that's not showing what I expected. A lot of things going wrong today. Let us see. No worries. I have another command. No worries. I have another repo. I've been doing a lot of tests for this. So relay, docker compose app D. One second. I think I should switch off Docker. Oh, we created. Nice. Now, hopefully, we'll get some luck now. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, here's the command. Here's the proper command. That was the wrong command. Sorry. This is the command. Yes. So using this, you can see the block height, the epoch, the error we're in, the hash we're looking at, the slot we're in, the slot in epoch, slot still the epoch ends, and the sixth progress is 100%. So as this will as this will be running, it is common practice to run this just to see how far you are from the tip. And using this now, you can connect to the blockchain. And this is more or less what we would call a relay node rather than a block producing node. I'm not sure if we have enough time, but to show you how to create a stake pool, but over to you, Emmanuel. That was all I had for today.
Nice. Thank you very much, Harun. I think we have like 15 minutes. I can quickly rush through how to set up a stake pool, taking it from where Harun has left off. Let me just share my screen real quick. Okay, so just to iterate or to maybe explain further, when running a node, there are two types you can run. The first one that we have just seen Harun running is a relay node, meaning it is not involved in any block minting of any sort. So it is just an interface for you to either query things on chain or submit transactions via that node, but it is not involved in any block production. So the second version that I would like to take us through, yes, is the block producing node. Hopefully you can see my screen. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Okay. So I'm going to use the IDE so that we can also view, because we're going to create a lot of keys that are involved in making a stake pool. So I would also want you to sort of have a visual on the keys or the files that I'm creating, so that it sort of makes sense to you, because we have seen these keys before, and hopefully seeing them in action will help you to grasp what I'm trying to say. So I guess I'll just start. Yeah, so there is information to, of course, start from scratch, where you'll need to wait for maybe an hour or two to get to the tip. We have created this repository to enable you to have a very easy time when setting up a node, either as a relay. So the first part is the relay node. Then once you have the relay node, you can now do the SPO setup. This is now creating a minting or a block production node. And to start off, of course, there are a lot of keys that are involved. So don't be discouraged if you don't keep up with all the keys. We'll properly document each and every key and what it is used for. But for this session, you can just bear with us. So there are 4 keys or 4 sets of keys that you'd want to keep an eye off, or just to know at the back of your mind. We have the cold keys. This now are like the identifiers of your node. And then we have the KES keys, the evolving signature keys. These are the signing keys when your node has been selected to mint a block. So these are the keys that are used to mint that block. Then we have the VRF keys, the verifiable random function. This is used as, it's also a security thing, but it's used to prove that you have been legitimately selected to produce a node, to produce a block, sorry. So others can verify that you have been selected using this. The node does that for you. So it does some computation and then uses your keys to generate these keys. So other people can confirm that you've indeed been selected. And then we have the operational certificates. You can use the cold keys and the KES keys to generate your operational certificates, meaning that your node has been certified to produce blocks. So this is just a shorter description of what I've mentioned so far. We also have the payment keys. This will now control the ADA. The stake keys, this will control the staking rights. So when staking keys is what we use to either delegate or de-delegate your voting rights to a stake pool. So immediately we have some commands for you to run. The first one will just create some folders to help you manage the keys. And yeah, so this will just create folders for you to manage the different keys and maybe separate them so that you can correctly view them at your own time, just to understand what is going on. Then we have an alias. This is just an alias to help us run the Docker commands. As you can see, it's just a shorthand for running commands inside the Docker container. We're using the Cardano CLI, which is sort of like the front end of the node, or where you can write commands to interact with the node. Yes, so from the shorthand, we can start by generating the cold keys that are required. We have the cold keys, then we have the KES keys and the VRF keys that I've mentioned. So we can just run this command, all of them at once, to generate those keys for us. Yes, so from that command, we get the key pairs, which is usually the private or the public key. In this case, the signing key and the verification key. You can map them as I've mentioned, the private and the public, just to make it easy for you. But so each of these keys is given as a pair. So the key S is a pair. The cold keys are also a pair. Both of them, or all of them, are just pairs of the public and private, the signing and the verification. So V here means verification, and S is means signing. So we have generated the keys. We need to, yes, so this is usually auto-generated, This is usually auto-generated by the node itself. So in order for us to know, because it's generated forward every 36 hours, so we need to record the exact time that we generated that key, so that on the next 36 hours it will know when to recycle it in the next 36 hours. So we can run that command. This will generate for us a node certificate, and this is the certificate. So all of this try to have a bit of description and the hex value. If you look at all of this, they have like some sort of description just to tell you what it is. Then after that, we can generate the payment keys. This will be used to now give us the stake the addresses themselves, the payment addresses that we'll use to send ADA to send ADA to an address that we'll then use to delegate to our own pool. So we can start with this will generate the payment keys. This will generate the stake keys. Each of this will give us a pair of the private and the public keys. Then after that, we can use the stake key to build the stake address. So I'll just copy the whole of this command. It should give us all the addresses that we need. That is the payment addresses. The payment addresses, as you can see, and in here we have the stake addresses. So these two pairs, this verification key is used to generate the stake address that I'm sure we have seen before. It's almost human readable because of this first part. Test will now signify that we're in the test environment. So yeah, these are the keys that we'll need to send ADA and to delegate. So the second part, we'll use the payment keys to generate two types of addresses, the enterprise address or the payment address. Then we have the base address, which is a mix of the payment verification key and the stake key. From the learning, if any of you have gone through the Cardano course, you'll notice that usually the base address is usually longer than the enterprise address. For example, if you have a new wallet, it is mostly an enterprise address, but once you start staking, you'll see that your address will get longer, meaning that they have created for you an address that is encompasses the stake key and the payment key. So we'll run these keys to generate those two addresses. Cool. So yes, there we have it. This is our stake address, and this is our payment address. So we need to take this payment address and send some ADA to it so that we can use to have like a minimum pledge. Let me just send some ADA here. Okay, send. Let's do 1,000. Then we can give it a moment. Okay, I think it's done. It's on chain. We can also use the CLI to confirm if that payment is on chain. I think I had a command here. Yes, so we can use this to just use the CLI to query if the transaction has gone through. And yes, we see that we have a UTXO with 1,000 ADA that we sent in Lovelace form, so times 1,000,000. Yes, and then we can start now the block producing node. In my case, it's already running. So no need to run this command. I can just go straight ahead to the registration of the pool. So here you need to declare the metadata for the pool. This encompasses the name of the pool, some bit of description, a ticker, which is a five word, you can say an acronym that will be used to identify your stake pool. And maybe if you have a website, you can use that here. So I guess I'll just change this to 1 or 2 and maybe change this to 3. We can have the others as they are. So you need to attach a metadata to your pool. This is what, if you go to the explorers, this is what is usually see as the pool name. Do I have one here that I can show you? Yes. Here. So yeah, if you go to pools, let's go to pools here. The metadata you put there is what is used as identifiers. Of course, we have the key identifiers, which are just strings that you can use, like the hashes, but you also need readable words that people can identify your pool with. So we have, this is the name, this is the ticker, they have the website and all that. So this is what helps you do that. So we can get a hash of this file using this. Oops, sorry. So we can get the hash of that file. I've already created the file and updated it. You can run this to get the hash. Let's hide this. So this will give us the hash of that. And then we can use it to run this. So this command, you need to put this meta in a public place so that each time anyone queries your pool, it will just be pulled from that public place. The best place to put it, some use IPFS, but I guess we can just use a GitHub URL here. We can put it as a gist. So this whole command will help you do that. It will create a gist, upload the file. Once it uploads the file, it will give you, yes, question?
No. Gone.
Okay. Oh, I never know how to hide this. Anyway. Then I can come back here. Okay. Yeah, so this will create the gists and upload it for you and give you the URL that you need. So creating the gists, it will push it to GitHub and give you this URL. Let's follow that link, see if it's correctly placed. Yes, so this is our pool 3. Okay, yes, we're good. So yeah, once we have edited it, we can push it. Then let's get a relay. Well, this, I think, is just the IP of your machine, but in the real sense, you'll have the IP of the server you are deploying your node on. And then we can create the registration certificate. So we have the pool.sat that has been generated. Then we can create the stake address registration. So we need to register our stake address as well, so that we can be able to delegate. And then we can generate the readable IDs for our pool. We'll use this later. So yeah, this generates the pool ID, as you can see. And then the readable one is this. So this is what you'd see in the explorers that is a bit readable. Which one is it? Yeah, so this is what you'll be able to see on the explorers. Let's see the next step. Yes, so we need to submit our registrations to on-chain so that it can be verifiable. So this command will just select a UTXO and then use that UTXO to build a transaction, then submit the transaction to our own, the node that we're running. So I'll just copy all of them, and then this will submit and give us a transaction hash. So everything you usually do on your wallet, you can also do it via the CLI, although it's a bit more technical, but it is possible. So do that. Okay, the transaction has been submitted. So maybe we can give it a few minutes to confirm. Okay, looks like we've broken that site. Anyway, let's continue. So yeah, our pool is already registered, but we have zero pledge, and we need to add some pledge so that it can be up for selection on the next epoch to mint a block. So to do that, we need to get our stake address registration. This will give us the delegation certificate. So basically here we are staking. So we have a stake address. We have created the pool. So we are using our own stake address to delegate to ourselves. So we can run that command. I think I'm lost. Let's see. Yeah, here. Let's do that. So we have delegated to our own stake pool. Yeah, so we need to add also some ADA to that stake pool so that it can show that there is a pledge and a delegation that has happened. So 200 ADA is what we are pledging or delegating in this case. So we can copy the whole command. So this is just, like I've said before, we're building a transaction, signing it, then submitting it. Okay, so our stake pool should be live. Yeah, so the pledge will update in the next epoch, the 200 ADA to the base address. Okay, so let's see if we can find our stake pool on the Explorer. Fingers crossed. Yes, and there we have it. So we have a stake pool that has been registered. We don't have an active pledge yet, so I guess that will come in the next epoch. But yeah, that's the fastest way you can make a stake pool. Well, there are other ways, but this is like the practical way in case you just want to do the things yourself and figure out what each key means. This is a great way to start doing that. Okay. Any questions? And so this is like if you are just trying to learn how the node works and how to set up things, this is a good way to just learn the actual things that you learn practically in the courses, the KES, these keys, just to learn how they're used and what they mean, to really understand how the role they play. This is like the best way to do it. We have made this repo so easy such that you can, if you're lazy enough, you can just use your agent to one-shot it. So I've made sure that every step, if you follow it to the letter, it will just lead you to success. So this is a great way to learn. I wouldn't advise anyone to run their own stake pool on their machine. The ecosystem has evolved. There are other people that are offering the same service. They can help you set up a block or producing node very professionally and help you maintain it. So this is not the most ideal way to do it. There are other people that have good infrastructure. They can help you always be online and all that. But in case you're trying to learn just to understand how the node works, then this is what I advise you to do. So that's all from me. If you have any questions, you can ask, but that was all I had for you today. Yeah, so thank you guys for joining. And we usually have working group sessions every week. I guess before I say that, I can pass the mic to Uche. Uche, I don't know if you had anything for the session, or maybe you can say a few words.
Yeah, so I had something, but due to time, I think I'll rather maybe like just add it to the DevX portal, as to the DevX website later on. But yeah, just like Emmanuel said, we have our weekly sessions. It's done every week. So in case you want to like, ask some questions that is outside what we discussed today, feel free to like join any of our sessions. And yeah, also feel free to like reach out to us on Discord. We are always happy to help and assist.
Yes, thank you very much, Uche. So we'll make sure we put this documentation up for you and the repo so that you can go play around with the node, try set up your own node. In case you're planning to become an SPO on the mainnet, we can give you pointers to other people in the community that will help you host your node and help you maintain your stake pool professionally. So that's all we had for you guys today. Thank you for joining. Be sure to join us on our weekly sessions. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us on Discord. Yeah, and thank you guys.
One more thing, the developer advocates are also available for one-on-one meetings. There's a link to our developer experience repository. You can find our schedules there. You can book a one-on-one meeting with any one of us.
Okay, you guys are free to drop off, or you can hang around if you have any questions. See you guys soon. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.